And it's not a funny question, but it's a sincere question.
All
so,
good.
Michael, Mr. Moynihan,
Yes.
you were talking about how there's a lot of conspiracy theorists.
Sure.
So I'm not sure how to get around that, because as someone who just wants to be informed, but I can't commit my whole life to being informed, but the information landscape has become so fractured that I'm very grateful for two-way, because I feel like I'm getting truth, fact. But don't you feel that partially why people are becoming more paranoid and conspiracy driven is because there's not any agreed upon source of knowledge.
Or set of facts, yeah.
Yeah, an agreed set upon facts, values,
true,
our sense of identity as an American.
Yeah.
And it really bums me out, because I start to get paranoid too, and I'm not paranoid.
Why don't you give a thoughtful, introspective answer, and then you give a hilarious one?
Yeah.
That will also be thoughtful, you son of a bitch.
Implicitly.
I don't like the way you put you down.
Suggestion that you couldn't do a thoughtful one.
You say the smart thing, and then you be funny, okay?
Yeah.
The funny thing is the smart thing. You're not getting this?
No, I think that it's really hard to kind of disaggregate what's true and what's not true, right? And, when the most popular... I was joking about the Jewish element of it, but Noam and I have been talking about it, is that so much of this, there's so much of it on Twitter that I don't think it's because, they sort of got rid of these people in the past and filtered them out. I just think that there's kind of a green light at the moment. Tucker Carlson is a person that has been giving the green light to a lot of this stuff. So how do you understand what's a conspiracy and what's not? The most logical response to things, it's the Occam's razor, is true. That's how you can get rid of a lot of conspiracy theories. This guy that's on Rogan who says Israel is behind 9/11. Just think about that for 1 second, and you realize how absurd it is. They hired 19 Muslim hijackers from various places, sent one to your state to learn how to fly and not land. And there was all this elaborate, mustache-twisting Jewish conspiracy. No, it's not going to happen, right? And so, so there's a lot of these things you can really quickly dismiss, which aren't true. You see the Elon Musk thing today. That's one of many. The Democrat NGOs are behind. NGO, a Democratic NGO is having Tesla dealerships per town. What does that sound like to you? That sounds like mental illness. That doesn't sound real. So it's easy to get rid of some of that stuff. But when you get a level or two deeper, and a lot of this with the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, it seems really plausible, right?
Yeah.
That he was murdered in prison makes a certain amount of sense, but we don't have any evidence of that, but it makes a certain amount of sense. If you can just get rid of that top level where it's so fucking crazy, but there's so much of that is in the mainstream right now.
Right, it's mixed in, even it's not, you can't even separate it. It's like
can I add to the mental illness pile? Because I'm surprised this isn't everyday knowledge. Tucker Carlson claims that he woke up bloody because he was mauled by demons in his sleep.
No, but the best part about the story...
We've all been there.
No, we've all been there too, yeah.
He says this.
I call them demons.
Now, if you go to the hospital bleeding and they ask you, what happened, sir? And you say, I was mauled by demons in my sleep. They say, well, you're not going home.
Bellevue.
We're holding you for observation.
7:30.
And he is one seat away from the president of the United States.
But the best thing about... You're missing the best part about that story is that at first I thought demons, like prostitutes, that's what he calls them, demons. Yeah. But the thing he said in the second sentence of that story is, he said, so I was lying in bed with my 9 dogs. This is true.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then I woke up and I had scratches all over me, and I was
under each arm.
Hold on, wait, hold on.
The dogs.
How many dogs are in bed? I've had a dog, 9 dogs in your fucking bed, and he wakes up and he thinks it was the Antichrist that scratched him up. I'm pretty sure it was the fucking dogs.
The demons were so fierce that even 9 dogs
couldn't fend them off. Couldn't fend them off. That's true.
Isn't that mental illness?
9 dogs? Yeah, what is he,
No.
LaVille?
Isn't it mental illness to say that you were mauled by demons and you woke up bleeding? That's
a weird one.
That's a prima facie case of mental illness.
It can be, I guess, but maybe he's overworked. I don't know.
Does do
Too busy
long
making
shows.
podcasts.
If you